Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to day 25 of the portfolio diet. Almost forgot where I was for a minute. Crazy. So I am having like phenomenal food today. Super, super yummy. This recipe that I made is one that I have tried to sneak into almost every diet. I couldn't figure out how to get into the potato diet. That didn't work out because it has rice. But I've tried to sneak it into like every single diet that I've been in because I absolutely love this. My family loves this. My kids love this meal. So I just had to adapt it to be portfolio friendly. So it's called Zucchini Herb Casserole. I have done this video several times, so I'm not going to go through the whole cooking process with you guys again. This is from allrecipes.com and it's not vegan, and it has oil, and I just make it the way I want to make it rather than making it following these instructions. It's just the general concept is similar. So basically what you do is you take onions and you cook them, and you put some zucchini in the pot. I used half of a huge purple onion and a whole smaller, when I say smaller, that's about the size of the onion that I used. So a whole one of these and half of a huge purple one. And then, so I did the onion first, put a whole bunch of garlic in it, like a big, huge scoop of garlic in it. And then put some water in there so that it wouldn't burn. And I wanted water in it in the long run anyway. So, put some water in there, like maybe about that much. And then I put a very large scoop of the Better Than Bouillon No Chicken base. I can't tell you how much because I used a regular spoon rather than like a measuring spoon. So between 2 and 3 tablespoons maybe? I'm not 100% sure. It was a big scoop. I put that in there, and then once the onions were really pretty much done, I put the zucchini in it, and I let it sit and go for maybe about 5 or 6 minutes till it started getting a little bit more cooked. And then I mixed in 2 cans of corn with the water still there. There's no salt added, just corn, no salt added, so the water is safe to have and not like consume 10 tons of sodium. 2 cans of petite diced tomatoes, again, no salt added, but I rinsed them. You guys have heard me say this before. My husband's not a huge fan of the tomato juice that comes in the tomato cans. If it was just me, I'd probably leave it on there, to be honest with you. But anyways, so that, I was gonna put 2 packages of enoki mushrooms. You guys know my love of enoki mushrooms, love them. But one of them, when I opened it, smelled like alcohol. So we had some fermentation process going on. So I got rid of that package, although who knows, maybe it would have made it taste nice and sprightly. I don't know. But yeah, so I got rid of that package. So there's only 1 package of enoki mushrooms in there. Let's see what else. Then there's equal amounts of paprika. Now it says sweet paprika in the recipe. I use smoked. Basil and oregano. So there's that sprinkled in there, and then you mix that all in, and then if the zucchini is still not cooked, just turn it off and put the lid on it and let it sit for a little while. Anyway, there ends up being, because you put the liquid from the corn in there and liquid to cook the onions with, there's quite a bit of liquid in there, which is perfect because you're going to make it kind of like a congee. I've also done congees before with you guys. So congee is basically where you take rice that's already cooked and you cook other stuff and put it in there, and it kind of becomes like this super rich, super creamy dish. It's really good. So anyway, my husband had cooked a bunch of white rice for me yesterday. Not brown, sorry. I don't know, maybe you could make congee with brown rice. It just doesn't absorb quite as much liquid as the white rice does. So anyways, put a bunch of white rice in there, mixed it all in, put some more white rice in there, mixed it all in. Okay, super delicious, love this meal. However, it's not at all portfolio diet friendly. So I chopped up 2 cubes of the pressed tofu and got out a can and drained it of black beans. And so I made 2 dishes to take with me of this. And each one has 1 square of pressed tofu, and each one has a half a cup of black beans. So that's what that looks like. And you can see there's some pressed tofu right here, and there's some black beans in there. So I have 2 of these to go with me to eat today. So excited about that. So obviously I'd still need to get my powders in me, and that probably would be about enough for food-wise. However, those of you that have been watching for a while know that I love yellow wax beans. Like, I love them. And I was on this website yesterday. It's a like a probiotic or a prebiotic. I'm not actually sure. I think it's a prebiotic. But anyways, it's called Prebiotin. And they have a chart on there that I have found so super useful. So it's got the foods listed. It's got like a little ruler thing across the top with all the letters on it of the alphabet, and you click on that letter and it's got tons and tons of foods listed on there, including things that are like cereals and just normal canned foods and like normal food that people would eat. I probably wouldn't, because we don't eat a whole lot of canned or boxed foods in our house, but it would give you a real good feel if you wanted, say you wanted to buy a particular type of cereal. Well, you go and look and see, well, how much soluble fiber is in there and how much is insoluble and that kind of thing. So, but it's got it all listed out, like 1 cup of this has blah, 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 blah. And one of the things that they had on there were yellow wax beans. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love yellow wax beans. And they're really high in soluble fiber. I was super excited about that. So this can has 65 calories, 70 calories. So there's 70 calories in this can of beans. And it has 2.5 grams of soluble fiber. I'm so excited. And yes, I eat these right out of the can. If you guys have never had a yellow wax bean, run to the store and find some. This is the only one that I can find at Kroger. It has salt added to it, so I have to rinse them really, really well. But all that's in here is the beans and the salt. It's wax beans, water, and salt. These are so good. Love them. So, I have to go in about half an hour to leave for work. I'm technically done cooking. I wanted to make, so this zucchini casserole dish type thing that I make, I wanted to make the boys' version of it, which basically has our version of bulgogi, which is Vietnamese steak, but we make soy curls with that similar flavoring sauce. Boys absolutely love it. So anyway, I make that, and then green beans and shallots, and then cook the green beans and the shallots, obviously. Well, I chop the green beans up and then cook them in the shallots so that they're actually cooked, and then put the chopped up soy curls in it and mix the rice into it. Just has to have a lot more volume of liquid than I might normally make, and make it into the exact same thing that we have. It just doesn't have the tomatoes and the zucchini that they're horribly allergic to. So anyways, I don't have time to do that today, which is kind of a bummer. Stock. Anywho, yeah, I'm gonna go. I have to finish uploading the video. Well, it's not gonna be finished before I leave the house, but I need to do the description and pull out a caption. And again, please forgive me that my videos, my thumbnails are not like professional grade quality. I'm not a photographer, never claimed to be one. I take a picture with my camera. I try to make the lighting okay. Sometimes they come out, sometimes they don't, but oh well. Anyway, I'm super excited about eating these yellow wax beans, in case you can't tell. But I have to go make a drink too, which is not nearly as exciting as the yellow wax beans, to be honest with you. Like, not nearly as exciting. Oh well. I gotta go. So I hope you guys have a fabulous day, and I will talk to you again on my way home. Bye. Alrighty guys, so I'm actually just about ready to go for work, and I made something that I don't normally make, and it's not too bad, so I thought I would share it with you. So I made a chocolate smoothie. I used half a can of black beans, which is normal when you make anything with chocolate. You can mix black beans in there and hide it real easy. So finish off that can of black beans. So half a cup of that, 2 cups of my light vanilla soy milk, a banana that was relatively ripe for sweetness, which it didn't really need that, to be honest with you, because there's sugar in here and sugar in the chocolate that I used. Anyway, and a huge, massive amount of spinach, like lots of spinach. And then I bought this for my kids at one point in time. Hershey's Simply 5. So this is not a health food, not at all. However, this whole point of this portfolio diet is to reduce my cholesterol, which my LDL cholesterol, my triglycerides, which would be the sugary part of what you eat, is totally fine. Like they were in the low 70s, so they can be up to 150 and be still considered normal. So I'm not too worried about getting a little extra sugar in me. But there's 5 ingredients in here. Got cane sugar, organic invert cane syrup, which more sugar, water, cocoa, and natural vanilla flavor. The reason that I used this rather than the cocoa powder or the cacao powder that we have is because this has no saturated fat. Whereas the cacao powder has, per tablespoon, there's none, a cacao powder per tablespoon has 2 grams of saturated fat. And that is what I'm trying to avoid at the moment, is the saturated fat. Because that's what affects your LDL level and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I made it. It's green because there's like I said, there's a ton of spinach in here. But anyway. Did I tell you I put 2 tablespoons of this in there? 2 tablespoons. And some ice. So I tried it before I put all the powders in it, and it was really, really good. Like, whoo, really good. And now it's okay. So if you're not putting soy protein in it, I bet you it would be really good, because the other powders, you really can kind of hide them in stuff that's stronger flavored. Chocolate and beans are pretty strong flavored. I bet you you wouldn't be able to taste this at all. I'm not a huge fan of the soy protein, but that's okay. I have to go do dishes, so I have to leave in like 9 minutes. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Well, hello everyone. So normally when I chat with you guys, it's like 5:15, something along those lines. And as I'm leaving work and driving home, and I'm all excited still to talk to you, and today is just not the case. It is just turned 7 o'clock, and I'm just now leaving. It's been a really long day. So it was fine up until I started packing my stuff up at 4:50ish, and was getting all my stuff together and getting ready to go. And don't you know how this works? The phone rings, and then they have an issue, and so you got to solve that. And by the time you get one thing solved, somebody else has a problem and needs it solved. And then there's 3 new admits in the computer, which I could have left for the on-call pharmacist to take care of, but if I had, he would have had to come back in to take care of some of the orders, because you can't make an IV from home and give it to the nurse. So there's a lot of things that you can't do when you're on call that you can do if you're actually still there. So I wasn't going to eat my second bowl of zucchini casserole that I brought with me, because I wasn't hungry at 4:30 when I could have eaten again. But by about 6:20, I was like, hey, I'm really hungry. So I went ahead and ate, and I'm really full. It was very, very good. Very good. So I do still need, I'm trying to think about what I had today. I do still need to get 1 set of powders in me. I've had everything else that I need, because I munched on some cashews on my drive up here to work this morning. So yeah, I should be good, actually. I should have like everything that I needed in the day taken care of after I have my powders when I get home. Yes, and I used 2 cups of milk in my drink this morning, so I only need to have some orange juice and just enough to, 8 ounces, so that I can make sure that the psyllium has enough water to distribute and do its thing in my stomach and lower areas. So, gotta make sure you drink enough water with that stuff, guys, for sure. So anyways, yeah, I had a good day though. Otherwise, I mean, it really wasn't busy up until the last little bit of being at work. And then if there had been, excuse me, if there had been 2 of us at work, it wouldn't have been nearly so bad, because I could have been working on orders and trying to help nurses over the phone while my tech was putting stuff together and making IVs and that kind of thing. But it's just me. From like about 4:15 on, it ends up just being me there. The pharmacy manager usually goes home before that, and then the technician, she leaves at the latest at 4:30. But it's okay. It worked out well. Got everything done. Got everybody taken care of. Put all the fires out. So anyways, this is going to be it for me for the day. I don't really need to chat with you when I get home, because you know what my powders and orange juice look like, or at least you can imagine if you don't. And yeah, otherwise it was a good day. So I hope you guys had a good day too. And I will talk to you again tomorrow.